wonderful person who has worked closely alongside Ted on some very important issues important to the both. Madison resident Dottie Needham, who is a retired pediatric nurse practitioner at Yale and Needham Hospital, and they've been fighting to make the environment safer for children. Dottie.
I was familiar with the mystique of the Kennedy family, with little true knowledge beyond reports from the media, especially coming from a state in the southern Midwest as I did. Nearly 25 years ago, I met Ted working at the Yale Children's Environmental Health Program as a pediatric nurse practitioner at Yale and Needham Hospital. In the early days, we were thrown together as office mates and colleagues. I was struck by the seriousness of a young man not yet settled in marriage and family, yet seemingly dedicated to making the life better for others. During the next few years, I was on hand as he showed his concern for the children, families, and homeowners impacted by the dilemma of childhood lead poisoning. I had the experience of sharing ideas with him as we served on the governor-appointed Connecticut Lead Poisoning Prevention Task Force during the early 1990s. As we carpooled on the road to these Hartford meetings, I began to know Ted a little bit as a person separate from his family name. I found him to be intelligent, humble, funny, and at the same time as serious about life as I had initially thought. I was also struck by his insight into himself as a member of a family he clearly loved and viewed with a reality most young men do not possess. Over the years, I watched as Ted helped to secure a much-needed lead-safe home for the lead program to be used by the families of children with acute lead poisoning who had nowhere else to go after the child was treated and lead-safe housing was found. When Ted was dating Kiki, I was impressed at the level of caring he showed for her and the admiration he had for her that he so willingly shared. When they became engaged, it was fun to watch him and the joy he was so obviously experiencing. I was impressed. Stayed in touch as his life unfolded and he became a father, as well as launched a career in law. I was again struck by the serious way he approached life, taking the time to think through what was best for him, his family, and his future. We often found ourselves on the same panel or speaking roster as he educated people about safe housing, the environment, and lead poisoning, and I spoke of the impact of lead and other environmental toxins on the health of children. Ted was committed to helping homeowners and landlords caught unaware of the dangers of old housing. When I heard on the radio of the possibility that Ted might run for office in Connecticut, I was both surprised and pleased. Surprised because that meant his children had become of an age when they no longer are as available to spend time with their parents. Ted always said only commit to a public political life when this happened, since he did not want to miss any of the family time he considered so important. I was pleased because I, for one, think Ted has a great deal to offer the citizens of Connecticut. He brings a background of service to people, a character that is solid, and values that we all might